What era do we live in, guys? What era do we live in? Do we live in the manufacturing era? Do we live in the technological era? Or do we now live in the information era? Today, we live in the information era. We have already surpassed the technological era. And now information era is basically every single drop of information that you can access is just by a blink of a phone. And that brings a big problem. Now, quickly in the chat for me, who here spends more than 4 hours a day on your computer or on your phone? Type me in the chat. I am also someone who does that. Wow. So pretty much everybody here spends a lot of time every single day on their computers. Now, it's necessary, right? Because a part of our jobs or even our social lives or even a part of our daily routine requires us to be in front of our computers or even our phones or tablets. So it has become part of us. We cannot avoid it at the moment of time. You can try to limit yourself, but at the end of the day, you still have to get things done. And the easiest way to get things done is through your electronic devices. So currently, there is a growing problem. But before I get into this growing problem, let's start today's Zoom call with an amazing video that emGuarde has created for us. And this will give you an insight as to what today's presentation will be all about. So very quickly, let me share you this video. Give me a thumbs up if you can see the video. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Your home is your sanctuary, a place of comfort, wellness, and security for your family. Today, we're using more digital and electronic devices. While they bring convenience and enjoyment, these devices also emit electromagnetic waves constantly during use. Invisible to our eyes, these electromagnetic waves affect the environment around us. As a result, we are exposed to these types of waves day in, day out. Introducing emGuarde, a patented technology by emGuarde. When turned on, emGuarde neutralizes the electromagnetic waves within 1 gigahertz, creating a defense zone of 8 meters. emGuarde harmonizes the environment around you, making it safe for you and your loved ones. Simply place it wherever it's needed and plug it into a dedicated USB port, whether you're on the go, at work, or in the comfort of your home. emGuarde is designed to integrate seamlessly in any situation. You can now enjoy the benefits of technology without worrying about any potential risks. Protect your family's health and well-being. Contact your emGuarde distributor today. emGuarde. Change your environment, change your life.
Fantastic. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the emGuarde product. Now let's start off today's presentation and let's dive a little deeper as to what this emGuarde product is capable of doing and why was it created and why you should seriously consider investing in one. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you emGuarde's latest patented technology called the emGuarde. Now, the name itself speaks a lot of volume. It gives away what this device is all about. EM standing for electromagnetic guard. Now, coming back to the growing problem. The growing problem is that all of us, we are completely reliant and we are completely stuck on our electronic devices every single day. Not even that. Some in our daily lives, a lot of things are also taken over by electric. We used to have gas stoves, no longer. They're all induction cookers now. We used to have combustion cars. They're slowly moving towards hybrid and then also becoming electric cars. I'm not sure if you guys have seen some videos or even some Facebook, Instagram videos online where people actually complain that after using their electric cars for a while, Some actually fall sick, some actually lose hair, some actually get certain illnesses. So why is that? It's because as long as electric devices are operating and they're consuming energy, it will release a byproduct. I'm not talking about heat. Heat is a very normal byproduct. I am talking about EMF, electromagnetic frequency radiation. So that is the topic of today, and that is the awareness that we need to have because it is a huge growing problem. So 30 years ago, I am 30 this year. So I grew up kind of like in between two generations. I grew up as a kid. I used to go out my house all the time. I used to spend a lot of time in the playgrounds, running around as a little boy, and mostly getting hurt, right? I'll always come back with some scratches, and my mom is always like, "What are you up to?" So that was my upbringing. But I also shifted from that towards seeing everybody always on their phones, people always on their Game Boys, people kind of using computers, computer games all came out pretty much when I was like 8, 9, 10 years old. And it shifted. It had a paradigm shift. So much so that not only entertainment, but also education. Why do I say this? Because I don't know about your country, but in Malaysia, we don't have any more textbooks, hard copy textbooks. Like they're literally all on the computer now. They're literally all on the tablet. And for the students to learn, they need to be on their electronic devices. So the immense reliance on electric devices has only grown and it will continue to grow. There is a new pollution. There is a new pollution today, and that is called EMF radiation pollution. Unlike the other type of pollutions that you normally kind of notice, like water, air, and noise pollution, EMF radiation is very, very special because it doesn't affect our senses directly. But I would like to kind of question that. I'm not sure about you guys. Maybe you guys can give me, type me in the chat if you guys have ever felt this way. Have you ever walked into a room or a building or any location and you felt immense heaviness? You felt some sort of your hair starts standing up, starts getting goosebumps, and you feel absolutely uncomfortable in that location. And when you usually look around, there is a lot, I say a lot of electronic devices all around. Right? Nowadays, when I go to certain malls with all that digital posters and everything in front of the stores and everything, I usually feel that way. Right? So it is actually something that we can feel now. Because why? Technology is advancing. If you compare technology to today, compared to 30 years ago, it's a very big gap. Batteries now can operate a lot more, right? So the increase of electronic products, the increase of technology is causing an increase of EMF radiation pollution. So imagine this. Imagine you're walking into your comfortable home right now and suddenly you can see radiation. Suddenly you can see frequencies. Would you walk into your home if you could see this? I wouldn't. I would run out the door. I would run to the nearest jungle and sit there and camp there, right? But in reality, and thankfully, we don't have to do that because we don't see it. But it doesn't mean it's not there. It is there. It will always be there. Now, there is a solution. Prior to this, there wasn't a solution. And that solution is emGuarde. Now, this is in 2011. World Health Organization made a press release. They classified radio frequency electromagnetic fields as possibly carcinogenic to humans. An increased risk for glioma, right at the bottom, if you guys can read with me. An increased risk of glioma, a magnitude type of brain cancer associated with wireless phone use. This was in 2011. It has been almost 13 years now. But because of technology, not only our phones are wireless, our watches are wireless. Our earphones, like AirPods and everything, they're all wireless. So is that creating more problems? I will let you guys decide on your own. What are other sources of electromagnetic noise radiation? Basically anything that requires electricity to operate. Your induction cookers, your microwaves. I mean, let's face it, guys, when we turn on the microwave, we don't stand close to it. We know that because there is a lot of radiation coming out from the microwave. Your computers, your television, even your air conditioning. And some of us in Asia, or even hotter places around the world, we live on the aircon because, and look, we want to be comfortable, right? We don't want to be sweating all the time. And some houses, they have their aircons turned on 24/7. So let me pause the presentation here real quick. Now, oh, sorry, let me bring it up again one more time before I pause it. Okay, there's this spectrum. So a lot of people ask me, how do you know the radiation is there? How do you know if it's even dangerous? How do you know if the phone is even releasing anything dangerous to us? Well, how we know is because in the market you can find certain devices. In this particular device, now I want to make a statement. This device is not produced by emGuarde. It's a complete third-party device, and we have just kind of found that this device is the most accurate in showing what we want to show. Now, what does this device measure, right? It measures something called microwatts per centimeter square. Microwatts, watts is power, and micro is a form of measurement. Watts refer to the power density. Think of it as volume, the radio. The higher you turn up the radio, the more louder it gets. So the same thing for power density. The higher the number means that there is an increase of power density coming out of a particular device. Now, this is by FCC. I forgot what FCC stands for. Federation Communication Commissions or something like that. Now, is a non-profit organization in the US, and they have released certain documents and certain press releases, and they say this: an electronic device that is admitting a power density frequency of less than 200 is acceptable. Anything above 200 is not acceptable. So let's just pause right there and remember that anything above 200 is not acceptable. Now over here, I want to kind of pin my video so everyone can see. Here's the particular device. At the moment, my emGuarde is on, so I will turn it off. And I'm going to turn on my detector. This detector will beep and it will show a particular number. At the moment of time, it's scanning my face. I'm not an electronic device, so there's nothing coming out of my face. But the moment I bring my phone, you guys see that? Let's bring my phone away. Now, this particular device measures here, is literally right here. So if you can see, when it goes to 1 like this, means that it's above 2000. This is an older detector. The newer ones can detect above 2000. And what I'm going to do now as well is I'm going to put my iPhone on airplane mode. So at the moment, my iPhone is not receiving any signals. It is just running on battery. You guys see this? Right now, my emGuarde is off. And what I'm going to do, in 3 seconds, I will turn my emGuarde back on. In 3, 2, 1. You see the light glowing right here. And just for me kind of enforcing the idea, I'm going to awkwardly remove the emGuarde. I'm going to pluck out the cable. Cable's unplugged. And I'm going to plug it back in. Simple, right? And that is how immediate the emGuarde will start functioning. So it's a very simple presentation. All we require is an emGuarde and a detector. Now, do not worry. I know some of you have some questions now. How do I get hold of the detector? Is it going to come? Answer is yes. The moment your country's Enagic office releases the emGuarde for sale, the detector will also be available for purchase. It doesn't come free. It is for purchase. The estimated cost of this particular device is about $300 US. Right? So it's a complete third-party product. Now, there's also other types of products in the market that can somewhat do the same thing. It's just that we found that this was the most sensitive and the most accurate. How many devices you can detect with one device? It pretty much just detects right in front of this ring, just right here, right? But later on, you will see in the video that even though in certain locations, even though there's nothing in front of this ring, it will detect something. And I will show you guys later down the presentation, right? So let's get back into the slide. So that's how the emGuarde works. So every single electronic devices will emit a frequency, yes, and will also, there's also a power density behind the frequency. Now that power density is also dangerous for all of us. And with this device, we can kind of detect the power density of the frequency. It's just a way of showing people that, hey, your phone actually has something coming out of it, right? And this detector is capable of showing it, and the emGuarde is capable of suppressing it. A very simple presentation. Let's take a look at other devices around the house that also emits high amounts of frequency or power density, sorry. Yep. So in conclusion, the RD9300 has just been capable and has been very reliable in showing the intensity of high frequency electromagnetic noise radiation from electrical and electronical appliances. Now, I'd like to make a disclaimer that this particular emGuarde device is not a medical product. Now, I've heard some distributors say certain things. Now, it's in our best interest to not say the wrong things to our customers. This device is purely designed and marketed for general use, specifically aimed at creating a balanced and harmonious environment by suppressing electromagnetic noise radiation within a specified frequency range. What is that frequency range? This particular emGuarde will harmonize targeted frequencies below 1 gigahertz right here. Just for reference, 1 gigahertz is 1000 megahertz. So do not worry, with the emGuarde in your house, it will not interrupt your Wi-Fi, your phone call, your 4G or 5G, because all of those signals function above 1 gigahertz. The coverage range of every emGuarde installed is up to 4-meter radius and 8 meters in diameter. So you just have to find the best position in your house. With the help of this detector, just find a location for the emGuarde that's capable of covering your most commonly used areas in your house. And lastly, when you purchase your emGuarde, please use the USB-C cable that comes with the device. It is slightly different than the ones in the market. It's slightly longer. So please use this particular device. Now let's come to a more important topic. Some people will ask me, why does the device not harmonize above 1 gigahertz? There are two main reasons. Number one, it is illegal for any company to be able to create a product that can harmonize above 1 gigahertz because it can actually become a weapon. It can actually jam signals and what have you. So it's illegal. Number two, based off FCC's report, FCC has released a press release statement saying that the human body, for some reason, is susceptible in absorbing frequencies between 30 to 300 megahertz. Oops, sorry. Okay, sorry. Yep. Do just remind you to be muted so that don't interrupt the flow of the Zoom call. Yeah, so coming back to this topic, the FCC has reported that the human body somehow just absorbs RF energy more effectively within this 30 to 300 megahertz frequency range. And somehow the human body above 1 gigahertz, our body is just very good at defending against it. Why, you ask me? I don't know. Our human body was just created this way. So the reason why this particular lower frequencies are more dangerous for us human beings is because our human body actually functions within this frequency. Your brain frequency is 72 to 90 megahertz. Your human body's frequency is 62 to 78 megahertz. So again, if your phone is emitting certain frequencies that is similar to your human body, how does it reach us? Let me show you or introduce you to the concept of resonance theory. So that very simple video demonstrated something called the resonance theory. The fact that the first tuning fork was not the same frequency as the stationary tuning fork with the ping pong ball attached to it, even though how much he rung, it would not affect the other tuning fork. But the moment he brings out the same frequency tuning fork and he rings it, it will vibrate the other tuning fork, even though they're not physically attached to each other. So how does that apply to us human beings being exposed to our electronic devices? Now, ask this question many, many times. Who here, when you use your phone, let's say you're texting on your phone for too long, or let's say you're calling on your ear for too long, who here experience certain things happening to your body? For an example, let's talk on the phone for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, the first thing that you notice is your ear starts to get hot and your ear starts to sweat. Now, that is completely normal because heat is a byproduct of electronic devices being used or consuming power. But why is it that when you're talking on your phone, you become so uncomfortable because your ear starts getting numb? Why is that? Another one is when you're on your phone and you're typing or texting or WhatsApping or whatever, your fingers somehow gets numb. Like there is not enough blood in your fingers or even in your ear. So interesting fact. Because at the end of the day, electromagnetic radiation is somewhat a magnet, right? Now, more on that later. Let's test the effective range of the emGuarde with this very simple video.
Alright, so in this section of the video, I'm going to show you how emGuarde has the ability to alleviate the radiation from this LED light bulb 4 meters away from this antenna. Okay, So now, first of all, I would like you to see the screen. From the software itself, everything is clear before I turn on the LED. Now, as soon as I turn on the LED, as you can see, you can actually see that the noise field from the EM radiation comes back, and it's actually showing in this blue curvy line. Okay, so now I'm going to invite my team to take this emGuarde away from me for about 4 meters, okay, in radius. Okay, now I'm going to invite my team to power on the emGuarde. Just plug the USB-C, leave it on the table. Now, as soon as the emGuarde's on, as you can see, the frequency spectrum from the SDR software has been cleared away. Okay, now as soon as I unpower the emGuarde, please remove the power line from the emGuarde, just unplug. Wait for about 2 to 3 seconds. The radiation from the LED comes back immediately. Now let's do another control test by powering up the emGuarde again. Please put the USB-C power cable into the emGuarde. There you go. And immediately, as you can see, everything is cleared away. And this is to show you that emGuarde works effectively 4 meters away from this antenna.
All right, so some of you are wondering, what is that device? What is that antenna that he's talking about? So till today, we have 2 ways of kind of capturing or kind of proving that EMF is around us. Number 1 is this detector. It's called the RD9300, which is capable of measuring the power density of the frequencies that is being emitted from the phone. The second way is through the video that you just saw. It's called SDR, Software Defined Radio. It requires some engineering work. It requires an antenna with other dongle and everything. I'm not familiar with it because I haven't really used it before. But all I know is that the antenna is capable of picking up frequencies around us. So as long as the antenna is up and you turn on the software, it's able to capture the signals of frequencies around. It's like a radio, right? Your radio functions with the antenna. It captures the frequency from, let's say, the radio station. It comes into your car and it gets transmitted into audio. So it's the same thing. It's just an antenna that's capable of capturing frequency. So this is a very special video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the full video. This is just half. And this will give you a lot of insight as to how does the antenna work? How does the RD9300 work in, let's say, a concrete jungle like this? So I'm going to show you the full video. For the headphone users, those who have headphones on, I want to warn you that in this video, in a particular section, will get very, very loud. So best to just reduce the volume by half. Do not worry, there's translation on the video. So if you cannot hear it, at least you can read the English there. All right, let's get started.
Guys, I am totally shocked.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Guys, I am totally shocked. What I'm going to show in this video is going to blow some of your minds. My name is Simon. I'm here in Hong Kong. We just checked into our room here, okay? Downtown Hong Kong. And when three of us, when we walked into this room, we felt a little bit dizziness, a little bit of weight on our chest. And we knew instantly there was something wrong with the room. And one of our colleagues whipped out this app on his phone. And this app, basically what it does is it can tell you, see, based on where I turn it, it will tell you all the cell towers that is around the area. So take a look at this. I'm going to start from here. You have Vodafone, you have all these kind of different cell towers everywhere. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to come over here. It's a lot of cell towers here. Everywhere. All right, it's a concrete jungle. Take a look at this. Okay, so we decided to do some experiment of ourselves. So definitely the emGuarde is, we have our emGuarde with us everywhere we go, but it's not turned on now. I'm going to use the first tool that we have here, which is the RD9300. I want you to see this. I'm going to turn on the RD. In this room itself, it's showing about 0 of power density. So this room actually is fine, okay? However, I'm going to go nearer to the window and I'm going to go nearer to the cell tower. I want you guys to see the power density reading coming out onto my detector right now. It is 2,700, 2,900 microwatts of power density. And the cell tower is right there. You can see that 3 sticks is right there. It's about 50 meters away. And that's on this side of the room. So can you look at this? If I go back here, when the ring is away, it drops back down to 0, 200. And the moment I come to this side, where there's also a lot of cell towers, just look at that. I don't even have to go near the window. It's already at 2,600, 2,700. Unbelievable. This is Hong Kong. All right, take a look at that. Everywhere. Okay? Now, I have my colleague here, David. David, say hi to the camera.
Hi.
So now we're going to show you something that was unbelievable. We have not seen this in most of the places that we have done testing before.
Yep.
But we're seeing this here. So the emGuarde is still off. This is called the SDR software, and it's gonna actually detect the electromagnetic interference in this area. So what David is gonna do now, he's going to actually turn on the software. You can download this software on your Android phone. You just have to pay a couple of dollars, you get the software. So I want you guys to see. Just zoom in on the phone, Ben. You can just take a look at this. I don't know if you guys can hear it. So the software is connected to a dongle that connects to an antenna, and the antenna is receiving the interference around this room. It's unbelievable. Take a look at the chart. It is crazy. Absolutely crazy. We have not seen this anywhere else. Okay? So now what we want to find out is, if we have the emGuarde, what can it do to us and what can it do for us? So it's not connected. Now, I'm going to put next to the SDR software. I'm going to turn it on. In 3, 2, 1. Look at the wave spectrum. It's gone down. I'm going to unplug the emGuarde.
Talk about this suppression.
All right. Take a look at the suppression, guys. Here, take a look at the suppression. Boom. With the emGuarde turned on. And let me turn on the detector. Take a look at that. Where it was showing 2,900, it's now showing 0. So Ben, you can come near to the detector. I'm all the way at the window. It's showing 0. Yep. Now my emGuarde turned on. So guys, this place and this technology is unbelievable. If you guys are watching this, I want you guys to bring your emGuarde everywhere you go, especially in cities like this, and make sure you always keep yourself protected. See you guys soon.
Wow. Was that absolutely eye-opening? To be honest, that is the reality of most places, not only in Hong Kong. I know Hong Kong is a very highly dense city, but that also applies to pretty much even in our suburban homes, in places that are even far away from cities. Because why? There's also high tension cables, there's also radio towers all around of our houses, and all of this will cause interference. And Simon mentioned just now about he mentioned about interference, right? Because the frequencies are all around us, and that's why sometimes we feel heavy, sometimes we feel nauseous, sometimes we feel tired for no apparent reason, because we are on our electronic devices all the time. So the emGuarde, as soon as it's plugged in, will suppress all of these frequencies so that your environment around you is free from all of these frequencies. You see, for us human beings, right, we cannot hear certain frequencies. We only hear a certain range of frequencies. We only see a certain range of frequencies. But let's take, for example, a pet. Like let's talk about a dog, right? I notice when I play certain, when I'm using my phone, or if I bring my phone near my dog doesn't like it. He actually walks away. Sometimes when I am kind of like in a very quiet area where it's like there's a lot of electronic devices, my dog tends to like to be in that area for some reason. I don't know why, but it's because dogs can actually sense frequencies that are way beyond what humans can sense. Now, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a scientist, I'm a layman just like you, but it all makes sense. It all makes sense to this degree.
I want you guys to see.
So let's come back to how does the emGuarde work? What does it really do? You see, all of our electronic devices will emit certain frequencies at certain power densities, and all of our electronic devices will do that, and it's shown by the red color marking on the picture. Now, when the emGuarde is installed in your house, as soon as it turns on, the emGuarde actually sends out a harmonics frequency. You can call it an opposing frequency to effectively suppress targeted electromagnetic noise radiation between 3 megahertz to 1000 megahertz within a 4-meter radius. The purpose of the emGuarde is to actually achieve a balanced atmosphere while preserving the natural ambient frequencies. So this is also the terminology that we need to use when somebody asks us the question, what does the emGuarde do? What is it built for? Because I want to get this right. Because a lot of distributors don't get this right and they say the wrong things. Some people will overpromise. Some people will say funny things. I've heard some funny stories. I'm not going to share them, but we want to get it right. So the terminology is pretty much this entire sentence down here. You want to take a screenshot, you want to take a photo of it. This is exactly what you want to say to your prospects or even your customers when they ask you what the emGuarde does. It doesn't eliminate radiation, it doesn't eliminate the frequency, it doesn't destroy the frequency, it literally just suppresses them. It blocks it from coming into your environment. Think of it as like, I think some of you have seen Star Wars, like a force field, right? So nothing can come into the force field. That is pretty much what the emGuarde does in its simplest way of me explaining it. Now, let's show some evidence or some paperwork proof. This is a report for the emGuarde. This was submitted from enagic to University Science of Malaysia, which is a very reputable science facility in Malaysia. Actually, the most reputable and the most recognized in Malaysia. They tested the emGuarde for its effective RF white noise suppression and for its coverage range. This is what the report had to say. I'm not going to go through the numbers because I don't understand what they mean, but they have given us some English so that we can read together. The results, two results were found. Number one is the electromagnetic noise radiation harmonizer emGuarde successfully performed as required at distances of 4, 5, 6 meters in all radius under the various environments as tested. What are the various environments that they tested in? One was a residential space, the second was a working office, and the third was a laboratory. The second finding that they found was that the emGuarde effectively suppresses unwanted electromagnetic noise waves between 71 megahertz and 73 megahertz. This is from a reputable science facility. They stated that they have proven it suppresses waves at 71 and 73 megahertz. If you remember in a few slides before, based off the FCC's report, is this range of frequency not close to our body's frequency, to our brain's frequency? Answer is yes. And that is the reason why it is a very dangerous frequency to be in our environment. Because in the long-term exposure of it, it can cause a lot of problems. Let's not talk about serious like life-threatening problems. Let's talk about fatigue. Have you guys felt fatigue when you're using your computer for too long? Have you guys felt eye soreness, eye tiredness, eye dryness? Yes. Have you guys felt maybe for some reason, let's say you're sitting up straight, you're sitting in the best position ever, but for some reason your hands are getting tired, your hands are getting pain, your back starting to get pain. Do you guys feel that way? Yes. because these frequencies are affecting our body at some level. I am not qualified to speak of those things because I'm not a doctor and I don't want to say the wrong things, but I'm just saying that everybody's experiencing it. I speak to all of my office working friends. They always complain to me, I'm always so tired in office. I'm always so sleepy in the office. Even when I don't eat till I'm full and I go back to the office, I just feel like sleeping. They can't focus. They always get headaches, always get migraines, and the list goes on and on. So I think we can do our own conclusion. So let's some photos. Conclusion is based off the science facility in Malaysia, the emGuarde will work up to 6-meter coverage and it will suppress certain frequencies. Now, these are some photos, if you would like to see, of how the tests were done in the residential space, in a working office, as well as a laboratory. So that was one of the biggest kind of paperwork evidence that we have. We sent it to a government facility and they tested it and they came back with these results. Let's talk about testimonies now, right? I can say all of these things, but let's hear it from some people who have been using the emGuarde for a while. So far in Asia, in Malaysia, and Singapore, it's the longest period of time where we had a lot of consumers feedback. This is Albert from Singapore. Let's hear from his testimony how the emGuarde is treating him.
Hi, I'm Albert here. I'm from Singapore. I recently bought an emGuarde in October. The first person who experienced the result was my mom. She felt a lot of energy and can sleep better throughout the night. Whenever I travel to KL, I also bring the emGuarde along. Throughout the whole journey was a pleasant one and I don't feel tired at all. My helper, who is taking care of my mom, also has similar effect. She can sleep throughout the night and wake up very refreshed in the day. Truly, this emGuarde is amazing. Thank you, Catherine, for introducing emGuarde to me. Thank you.
So that's number one. Let's hear it from another lady. Now, the next video is in Mandarin.
Hi, I'm Albert here.
Her name is Jess and she's from Malaysia. Let's hear from this lady. Now, the video is Mandarin, but don't worry, there's English translation on the video, so you can read those translations.
Hello，我是来自阿罗萨 Jazz，今天要与大家分享一下我用了 emGuarde 之前和之后的 testimonial， 我的分享。在还没有用 emGuarde 之前呢，我的睡眠不是很好，就每一天早上很早就醒过来，然后就睡不下去了，还有那个心情也非常暴躁啦。然后自从Yvonne和 Yap 跟我分享了这个 emGuarde 之后呢，我决定买下来，是因为他们在我家测试，我家的那个辐射是非常高，所以呢，在第一晚我用这个 emGuarde 呢，我就觉得我的睡眠是特别好的，睡到都不想起来了，也觉得自己的心情啊，那个没有那么暴躁啦，孩子也发现我跟他们的沟通也越来越好。所以呢，这个 emGuarde 对我来说是非常棒啦。我的分享就在这里，谢谢。
So we heard it from two people. Number one, Albert said that him, his mother, and his maid received better sleep. You heard it from Jess that herself, she got better sleep. Would you like to hear a third testimony? And this is very personal to me. Type yes in the chat if you want to hear. Only one person wants to hear it, apparently. let me tell her personally. I'm kidding. All right. So this particular story that I'm about to tell you happened last week. Now, my grandmother, she's 90 years old. She doesn't spend a lot of time outside the house because she needs someone to be with her when she leaves the house. So she kind of just spends her whole day watching television, right? She watches Chinese dramas and whatnot have you. About a month ago, she complained that she was getting sleep problems and it was getting worse and worse and worse. And I kind of told my grandmother, okay, do you spend a lot of time on your phone as well as your computer, your television? She said, yes. I said, don't worry, let me come by, let me install something in your house. So I went to her house, I put the emGuarde, I found the perfect place for it. And after like 3 weeks, I needed the emGuarde back because I had to do a quick demo for somebody. And my emGuarde I sold to somebody, so I only had the one in my grandmother's house. So I went to my grandmother's house and I took it for 1 or 2 days. I took the emGuarde, did my demo, and the very night itself, in the morning, she called me and she's like, hey, can you please bring back the emGuarde? And I told her, yeah, sure, I'll bring it back later, maybe tomorrow or something. And she's like, no, can you bring it back today? And I told her, why are you in a rush to get the emGuarde back? And she told me this. She told me the night I took the emGuarde away, she got horrible sleep. She couldn't sleep. She had headaches when she woke up, and she said that when she woke up, her eyes were kind of blurry. She felt very, very weak. And to be honest with you, honestly, my grandmother is at an age where she wouldn't say all this nonsense for fun. You know, she wouldn't create all these stories for fun. She's 90 years old. She has nothing to prove. She's nothing to kind of lie about. So I asked my grandmother, I said, do you think the emGuarde has been helping you? And she said, yes. So as soon as I brought the emGuarde back, I called her about 2-3 days later and I said, are you sleeping better? She said, yes. And ever since then, she kind of took my emGuarde and it has been there ever since. Looks like I need a new one. Right? So again, this comes back to another point. Let's just say this emGuarde is just able to improve sleep. I don't want to talk about all those fancy stuff about maybe protecting you from certain harms, certain dangers, certain illnesses. I don't want to say all those because I'm not a doctor. I don't want to say certain things. But let's just say the emGuarde is able to improve your sleep the moment you install it and is capable of giving you good quality sleep every single night. Is that not worth the investment alone? I would say 100%. You know why? Who here can tell me how much, in terms of percentage, how much percentage of our lives we spend sleeping? Who can give me the answer? Type in the chat if you have the answer. 30%. Lawrence and Sita are very, very accurate. On an average, we spend 1/3 of our lives sleeping. 2/3 we function on the day. So imagine this. Imagine we are able to just improve that 1/3. And we all know having a good night's rest is so important for the next day. If your sleep was garbage, your following day is also going to be garbage. You'll be so tired, you'll be so lethargic, you cannot function, and you cannot work properly. So imagine if that device is capable of just improving your sleep, making you productive the next day. Is that not worth the investment itself? So for those who have been on the fence about whether they want to get an emGuarde or not, my question to you is, do you not want better sleep? Do you not want better sleep for you and your family? Of course you do. What has been the growing problem recently? I mean, you talk to your friends, right? Your friends are always complaining, oh, I didn't have a good sleep last night. I was spending too much time on my computer. I just couldn't sleep throughout the whole entire night. A lot of our friends' problems are related to sleep. I mean, especially for mine, because I mean, I'm quite young. A lot of my friends are kind of working, right? And they spend a lot of time in the office. And a lot of them are having trouble sleeping. So again, I leave it with you guys to make your own conclusion, but my statement stands. If you do not have an emGuarde yet, please seriously look in investing in one. Seriously. Actually, you know what? Just get one. Just get one. All right. So if you guys are if you guys want to get one, of course, speak to the person that invite you into this room, speak to your leader. I am aware that the emGuarde is not readily available in every country yet. So there are certain ways. There are certain ways around it. Speak to your leader and find out how you can get your hands on an emGuarde ASAP. Right?
Hello.
So that is the emGuarde presentation. That is what the device is capable of doing. Let's do a very quick recap. emGuarde capable of protecting you and your family from the harms of EMF radiation from our electronic devices, protecting our homes so that we can get better sleep. That is a phenomenal technology. That's a wonderful technology to have. Do you believe that with this emGuarde alone, you can help a lot of your friends and family improve their lifestyles? 100%. So, if you see a potential for this device, for you to market this device, guess what? You're in for a treat because the emGuarde company, they are looking for partners. They are looking for people who are willing to take this device and market it and to find sales on their behalf. You don't have to invest $1 million US. You don't have to invest your entire life and your life savings, in a business like this. What if I told you that just buying one of this emGuarde allows you to market this product for the rest of your lives around the world without any international borders? Sounds amazing, right? Sounds absolutely amazing. So this brings me to my second part of the presentation. You see, emGuarde is a direct selling company. The products that they carry are absolutely fantastic. If you have heard of one of the main products emGuarde has been marketing, it's called the Kangen water. Shout out to my Kangen water users. If you are in the chat, type Kangen for me. I would like to acknowledge you because, guys, it is the best drinking water on the planet. I will never ever buy another water ionizer or water filter. I will only drink from my Kangen machine for the rest of my life. So for a company of 50 years old, yes, guys, emGuarde is 50-year-old this year. For a company that's 50-year-old that has only been sending the Kangen water, suddenly now they're introducing a new technology called the emGuarde. Does that not give it absolute amounts of credibility that this emGuarde really does what it says it does? 100%. Because why would emGuarde taint their reputation by bringing on a product that doesn't? So we know for a fact that our company is absolutely reputable and the product that they're bringing in is absolutely doing what it says it's supposed to do. It is world class. So without further ado, let me share with you an amazing business opportunity. If you do invest in an emGuarde, it doesn't just stop there. Let's get into the price of the emGuarde internationally. The international price of the emGuarde is $1,480 US, approximately 1,350 euros, about that. When you get into the the emGuarde business, you per name, per ID or per IC, you're only allowed to buy 5 emGuarde units. Out of the 5 emGuarde units, 1 emGuarde is only allowed to become a distributor account. The other 4 must be a user account. The enroller system is not applicable for any emGuarde purchases, but we do get SP protection for 90 days. Now, whatever I'm saying here is usually is more towards the seasoned distributors. If you're kind of new and you don't understand what I'm saying here, do screenshot it and maybe speak to your upline or your sponsors to get more clarification on what I'm saying here. Now, what is next? The emGuarde account does not benefit from educational bonus. Or any account above 6A does not benefit from any educational bonus from emGuarde sale. 1 unit sale of emGuarde from 1A to 5A is considered 1 unit sale. But in the month of you ranking up to a 6A, every emGuarde sale is only half a unit sale count. There is no pass up in terms of commissions for the emGuarde. It strictly follows the 8 points commission system like the Kangen machines. Now, for those who are not familiar with the pass up it's like the Ukon's commission. For the emGuarde, there is no EAPA membership discount. The biggest difference between emGuarde and Kangen account. Now, what are these two accounts? The Kangen account is a distributor who has purchased a level up machine, which is the Kangen water machine, and a spa or Ukon to join the eMagic business. The emGuarde account is distributors who only come into the business by buying one emGuarde. So there are two different accounts right now. The Kangen account will receive $85 per A for every emGuarde, and the emGuarde account will receive $65 for every A. That is the biggest difference. But do not worry. The emGuarde account, as soon as you purchase any of eMagic's products, excuse me, immediately the emGuarde account will become a Kangen account and you will receive 29% of the missing commissions. So that is the differences between the emGuarde account as well as the Kangen account. Excuse me. Okay, so let's dive into the business. Let's find out how does this company function in terms of a direct selling business. eMagic is a direct selling company. As long as you own one of eMagic's products, whether the emGuarde, the Kangen machine, anything, you're automatically given the option to become a distributor. You can go and refer people into the company by promoting their products, and you will receive direct sales commission. But just like yourself, you were given a distribution ID immediately. Those that you have sold to, they too can also become distributors for the company, and they can also refer sales to the company. One moment. Excuse me, guys. I got something in my throat, so just need to clear it up. So getting back to this, the company pays on two fronts. First, on the direct sales and on your indirect sales. The company will accumulate your direct sales and your indirect sales, and they will calculate it together, called your group sales. Now let's dive into how the company pays its commissions. Now we know that the emGuarde is priced at $1,480 per emGuarde. For every emGuarde that is sold, eMagic will already allocate a preset budget of $520 per sale. And this $520 becomes the commission for the distributors. This 520 US dollar is further split into 8 equal parts, or in our company, we call it 8 A's. So 1 A equals to 65 US dollars. How you get paid in this company is a very simple thing. It purely depends on your current ranking for the company. Of course, when you first start in the company, you are considered a 0A. The moment you make your first direct sale and your second direct sale, you are become 1A distributor and you will earn 65 US dollar commissions. When you make your third direct sale, you will get 130 US dollar per direct emGuarde group sale. For you to become a 3A, there is one requirement, and that is to achieve 10 cumulative emGuarde group sales. And then your next direct sale, you receive 195 US dollars. 4A, you need to have 20 cumulative emGuarde group sales, and your next direct sale is 260 US dollar. 5A, 50 cumulative emGuarde group sales, and your next direct sale, you receive 325. And lastly, 6A, 200 cumulative emGuarde group sales, and your next direct sale, you receive 390 US dollars. Now, I want to touch on a certain few words in this slide. The number one word I want to tap on is group sales. You don't need to make all of these sales yourself, because group sales is an accumulation of your direct sales and your indirect sales. So you don't have to be a super salesman. You can just get people to either join the business with you or get people to refer customers to you. The second word I want to touch on is called cumulative. Cumulative means always adding. It will never disappear. Meaning, if you build yourself in the next 3 months to become a 4A distributor, you take a few months break, you come back to emGuarde, you are still a 4A distributor. That even applies if you take a 2-year break or a 3-year break. When you achieve that rank, you will always be that rank. And that's one absolutely amazing way for you to build a legacy and a business. Because we know, in a lot of other direct selling companies, you tend to get reset if you do not participate in the business for a period of time. Everything that you have built will become back to zero. In emGuarde, no. Your legacy is built and it will be with you forever. Now let's talk about indirect sales. Because I've spoken to many leaders in this company and all of them said, your fastest way to become a 6A for emGuarde, you need to build a team. It is not easy to sell 200 units of emGuarde all by yourself. So we need a team. So how does it benefit us if we choose to build a team in the emGuarde business? Now let's put ourselves up here. Everything in green is your commission. And let's find out how you get paid from your indirect sales. Let's say you sell your first emGuarde to Tom. You become a 1A distributor. You will make 65 US dollars. You make your second direct sale to Alex, become a 1A distributor again, and you will earn 65 US dollars. When you make your third direct sale to Rose, now you become a 2A distributor and you receive 130 US dollars. But what happens when Tom sells a unit to Grace, for example? You will receive 65 US dollar. so as if Grace introduced to Polly and Polly introduced to Arthur. The reason why you receive 65 US dollar is because all of these sales happen underneath Tom. And Tom is your 1A overriding lane. So every sale underneath Tom is 1A commissions. That also applies if, let's say, you introduce Kim. Kim is your 2A distributor. When she buys an emGuarde, you make 130 US dollars. But every single time she sells, you will make 130 US dollars. So this, we call it your 2A overriding lane. After you have achieved 10 group sales, right now we have 4 direct plus 6 indirect. You introduce May as your next direct sale. You become a 3A distributor and you earn 195 US dollar from her sale and every single machine that she sells underneath your organization. So just to reinforce the idea again, every sale under Kim is 2A commissions. But where does it stop? Now, in a reputable direct selling company, there must be a limit to the commissions. Because I know it sounds very, very attractive when someone promises you infinite commissions through infinite amounts of levels, but it is absolutely sketchy. And we want to avoid those as much as possible because based on past experiences, and I think you guys can agree, a lot of those companies, when they overpromise like that, they usually end up down the ground in 1 or 2 years. So emGuarde is 50-year-old and they're very, very reputable and they're very, very solid. So they must have a strategy to keep themselves protected. Let me share with you where the limit of their commission is. The limit of their commission is in the name of the commission itself. It's called the 8 A's and 8 points commission. Let's take a look at John and Dawn. When John sells his first emGuarde to Dawn, John will receive 65 US dollar, or in our company, we call it 1A commissions. The next person that receives commission is Bob, because Bob is the one that introduced John into the business. John falls under Bob's third direct sale. So Bob will receive 130 US dollar or 2A commissions. Same thing with Ani, same thing with Kim. So we have already paid out 1, 3, 5, 7. We have paid out 7 of the 8 points commission. That leaves you with 1 point commission. And instead of 130, you will receive 65 US dollars. Let's say John's second direct sale will also be 65. But the moment John introduces his third direct sale, now John will receive 2 A's, Bob will receive 2 A's, Ani will receive 2 A's, Kim 2 A's, you 0. Because 8 minus 8 equals to 0. Right here, you get cut off. It is considered a non-8A sale, and a non-8A sale do not count as a group sale. So the company is very, very, very straightforward and transparent. They only have 8 points of commission. It is paid bottom to up. If you fall out of the 8 points, sorry, you do not get any group sale count and you do not get any commissions. But 2 things happen here. Because I asked this question to a lot of distributors. Do you like the 0? And a lot of distributors say, nah, I don't like the 0. I think it's not fair, right? Of course, all of us wants to be paid forever. I get it. But in our emGuarde system, the 0 is there to protect the company because you want to join a solid company. But apart from that, there are also 2 more things that happen when you get that 0. The first thing, you need to make all the commissions leading up to that 0. The second thing that happens is when that 0 happens, you know for a fact your team is also making money. And when I heard this from my sponsor, it made sense to me. I was like, that is absolutely eye-opening. So basically, I need more zeros. I need to make sure there are more sales that are outside of my 8 points, because I know, first, my team is growing. Second is that I've already made the commissions. But that only applies to John and Dan, right? I mean, Bob can continue selling, Annie can continue selling, Ali can continue selling, and most definitely, you can continue introducing more people into this amazing business opportunity. After 20 group sales, you find your 4A distributor. Every single emGuarde that Tony sells, you make 260 US dollars. Don't you feel extremely incentivized to help Tony build his business? Yes. Then after 50 group sales, you find Simon. He becomes your 5A distributor. Every single emGuarde, 325. What if Simon produces 10 emGuardes for you every single month? That is 3,250 US dollars into your bank account every single month, because you introduce Simon into the business. And lastly, let's say you find a Sam. Every unit of emGuarde he sells, 390 US dollars. And every single month he produces 10 machines. That is 3,900 US dollars into your bank account. And that is because you took the time to educate, to introduce, and to teach and guide somebody in your team. So which one sounds easier? To sell 200 units yourself to become a 6A? Or to find key people in your lives that will want to join you in this business and you guide them through it. You guys grow together, you build a team, and you become a 6A that way. Which one sounds more attractive? Obviously, the second, right? So that is all I have for you on the second part of this presentation. Now, in this whole entire Zoom, we went through this amazing state-of-art technology, the new emGuarde. Guess what, guys? The emGuarde is actually completely brand new. Let me ask you a question. What if you knew about the Kangen water machine coming into your country before the Kangen water machine came? What if you were the first person to find out about the Kangen water coming into America, into Europe, into France, into Asia? What if you were the first person? Let's just not put that. What if you were the first person to find out about the Kangen water in your community or in your town? Now, the Kangen water has been around for a while now. Let's put it for the emGuarde. You guys are the first few in your area to find out about the emGuarde, because the emGuarde is a completely new technology and product that was recently launched last year. I don't know about you, but I am getting extremely excited. One of my team members just texted me on the phone, "Are you okay?" Because my voice is cracking up. You know why? Because I'm spending the whole day doing presentations and demos. I'm losing my voice. Because I am super excited of this opportunity that's available. And I know I'm at that pioneering period. And all of us are in that pioneering period. It's only been less than a year in, I think. She's about less than a year in for Asia. But for Europe, I know the product launched last week. Right? And it's coming to your other respective countries as well. So I hope you guys saw the opportunity today. Sorry if my voice broke throughout halfway through the presentation. But I hope you guys saw the opportunity available for you. I hope you guys got clarity as to what the emGuarde is about, how the emGuarde is for protecting you and yourself and your family. I hope you guys saw how simple it was to present the emGuarde product. For those who have been doing Kangen water presentations, I know it's not an easy thing to do. Takes some time, takes a lot of explaining, but all you need for the emGuarde is just this, right? And again, don't worry, when the emGuarde comes into your country, the detector will be available for you for purchase. So that is all I have for you guys. I hope you guys have gotten some value from today. Now, for those who are not yet in our Telegram group, please scan the code on the left, the green color one, to join the Telegram group. Why should you join the Telegram group? Because there's still a lot of information that I have not presented for you today. Now, what I've shown you today is very preliminary. There are some information on this Telegram group that is more in-depth. Things that you can't really say on a public surface, but you can do it in private. And a lot of information there you can use to kind of prove your point or even show more evidence in terms of what the emGuarde is capable of. If you're also looking for this particular presentation slides and all the information that I have, the Telegram group will also have all of these files for you to download. So please don't go and start Facebook messaging me and asking me for the files and everything, because I already told you where to get it. And for those who cannot scan the QR code, let me just quickly copy and paste the link for you to click in the chat.